Hello. I went to Treehouse yesterday, so be ready for a bunch of reviews. I got probably their silliest can art Curiosity 88 double IPA. Seems like these are only double IPAs of the past couple of years. I think it wasn't always, but whatever. The deal with this is they were using some of the first batches of 2019 hops in this to kind of test them out. I guess it has Citra, Simcoe, Centennial, Sabro, and Amarillo hops. So some classic hops, and then a couple. I guess Sabro's really new. I don't know if I've had any Treehouse beers with Sabro in it. And yeah, I've had some Sabro beers that I did not like very much. So we'll see. This is canned on the 17th, and today's the 31st. So exactly 2 weeks old. And it's 8% alcohol, I'm pretty sure. And that's all you need to know, I guess. I haven't really heard much about this beer, whether this is one of the better Curiosities. I think it had a pretty good rating, 4.3 something. And it looks, I guess just like lots of other Treehouse beers. It's not ultra pale, but a pretty pale orange. The very nice head. That's the one thing they mentioned in their description of this beer is that it is a sight to see. It looks really nice and it has a really nice head, but that's how most Treehouse beers are. It smells pretty good. The yeast is not overwhelming the hops, but it is a pretty big hop blend. It seems like one thing isn't really popping out in the aroma. Just like a generic, lots of different candies. Lots of different fruity gummies. It isn't like peach gummies. There's no mosaic in there. Kind of a fruit punch type thing. It's like a whole bunch of things. Maybe sort of Jolly Rancher. With a very light musky spice. This doesn't smell dank quite yet. When you're really inhaling, there's some really nice juicy tropical notes. Oh yeah, pretty peachy, but not in the mosaic way. It's more peach gummy and onion or stuff like that. Definitely orange, sort of a peach orange. And I'm betting it'll turn grapefruit on the tongue, but that is a rather nice head. Yeah, a little bit lighter of a body than I thought it was going to have. And somewhat minerally in the finish. Interestingly. I almost feel like I can taste the calcium chloride or something. It kind of light bodied and not ultra fluffy. Like I hope to get in beers from Treehouse. I only got the one can of this, and I'm not too disappointed. It's not really knocking my socks off. And the bitterness is starting to build up a little bit. It seemed like it was just a kind of experiment, this beer, with all this hops thrown in. And it's not super cohesive, maybe, because I'm not. And the flavor, I'm getting a lot of malt sweetness, honestly, and not the peach, pineapple, candy-like notes from the nose. There's a minerally sort of malt sweetness, very malty. Interesting, because it's very fresh, but it just doesn't have a punch of bright fruity hops. It doesn't have a punch of of haze. It's not It's very palatable, I guess I'd say. But there's some other beer that I had that was like this. I think it was, yeah, it was Plush from Frost Beer Works in Vermont. I had a batch of that was awesome, and then I had another batch that was kind of like this. It was fresh, but it just seemed like the hops, I don't want to say muted each other, canceled each other out or anything like that. It seemed like there's definitely was a lot of hops in it, but this is just ending up being very malty to me. It's not super cold. I actually didn't even have this on my fridge. It was just on the floor next to the wall. It was very cold. So it's not like it's too cold for me to get flavors out of it. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I would probably give it like a 4 or something. Might be sacrilege to some people, but I don't know. It's about as good as the artwork on the can. Well, that's maybe it. I don't know. I think maybe they sold out of this, so you can't even get it, but maybe avoid it on draft. They usually have a bunch of the curiosities on draft, and this one's just one of the more lackluster Treehouse beers, definitely one of the most lackluster double IPAs I've had from them. There's no exact off flavors or anything. It just doesn't pop. That's it. Bye bye.